Hi and welcome to another video from Quote and Guidance. These loneliness quotes can help you find inner peace when you really need it, and remind you that you're not alone. We all get a little lonely sometimes. While we might feel completely alone in those moments and like no one else can understand, that's the furthest thing from the truth. These loneliness quotes prove that we're never truly alone in those feelings, and that knowledge can be life-changing. And hey, being lonely isn't always a bad thing, as it allows us to connect with ourselves on a deeper level. So, if you're going through a tough time, remember, we're all in this together. For more inspiration, check out these strength quotes, life quotes, and uplifting quotes next.
Quotes that express loneliness.
The soul that sees beauty may sometimes walk alone. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Sometimes being surrounded by everyone is the loneliest, because you'll realize you have no one to turn to. Soraya. Inside myself is a place where I live all alone, and that's where you renew your springs that never dry up. Pearl Buck. What a lovely surprise to discover how unlonely being alone can be. Ellen Burstyn. A man can be himself only so long as he is alone, and if he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom, for it is only when he is alone that he is really free. Arthur Schopenhauer. If you are alone, you belong entirely to yourself. If you are accompanied by even one companion, you belong only half to yourself or even less in proportion to the thoughtlessness of his conduct, and if you have more than one companion, you will fall more deeply into the same plight. Leonardo da Vinci. Loneliness expresses the pain of being alone, and solitude expresses the glory of being alone. Paul Tillich. The best part about being alone is that you really don't have to answer to anybody. You do what you want. Justin Timberlake. Ah, look at all the lonely people. The Beatles. If you meet a loner, no matter what they tell you, it's not because they enjoy solitude. It's because they have tried to blend into the world before, and people continue to disappoint them. Jodi Picoult. Music was my refuge. I could crawl into the space between the notes and curl my back to loneliness. Maya Angelou. There is nothing outside of yourself. Look within. Everything you want is there. Rumi. We feel alone, and in this we are connected. Leo Babauta. The loneliness you feel is actually an opportunity to reconnect with others and yourself. Maxime Legace. Sometimes you need to be alone. Not to be lonely, but to enjoy your free time being yourself. Anonymous. Great men are like eagles, and build their nest on some lofty solitude. Arthur Schopenhauer. There's nothing abnormal about loneliness. Paula Stokes. The thing that makes you exceptional, if you are at all, is inevitably that which makes you lonely. Lorraine Hansberry. Loneliness is proof that your innate search for connection is intact. Martha Beck. When they are alone they want to be with others, and when they are with others they want to be alone. After all, human beings are like that. Gertrude Stein. We don't need sugar, flour or rice or anything else. We just want to see our dear ones. Hafiz of Persia. Ordinary men hate solitude. But the master makes use of it, embracing his aloneness, realizing he is one with the whole universe. Lao Tzu. There is something immaculate about loneliness which only lonely people can understand. Munir Khan. We live in a very tense society. We are pulled apart, and we all need to learn how to pull ourselves together. I think that at least part of the answer lies in solitude. Helen Hayes. Quote.
Quotes about overcoming loneliness.
Sometimes you need to take a break from everyone and spend time alone to experience, appreciate, and love yourself. Robert Tew. The time you feel lonely is the time you most need to be by yourself. Life's cruelest irony. Douglas Coupland. A season of loneliness and isolation is when the caterpillar gets its wings. Remember that next time you feel alone. Mandy Hale. Sometimes you have to stand alone just to make sure you still can. Anonymous. People think being alone makes you lonely, but I don't think that's true. Being surrounded by the wrong people is the loneliest thing in the world. Kim Culbertson. Loneliness is and always has been the central and inevitable experience of every man. Thomas Wolfe. It takes nothing to join the crowd. It takes everything to stand alone. Hans F. Hansen. In the solitude of your dreams grows the flame that will bring the light to this world. Unknown. The only time we waste is the time we spend thinking we are alone. Mitch Albom. Cultivate solitude and quiet and a few sincere friends, rather than mob merriment, noise, and thousands of nodding acquaintances. William Powell. Find company within yourself and you'll never spend a day alone. Find love within yourself and you'll never have a lonely day. Connor Cholfont. You are never alone. You are eternally connected with everyone. Amit Ray. Loneliness can be conquered only by those who can bear solitude. Paul Tillich.
Quotes about being strong alone.
The greatest thing in the world is to know how to belong to oneself. Michel de Montaigne. I used to think the worst thing in life was to end up all alone. It's not. The worst thing in life is to end up with people that make you feel all alone. Robin Williams. All great and precious things are lonely. John Steinbeck. Sometimes, you just need a break. In a beautiful place. Alone. To figure everything out. Anonymous. Loneliness adds beauty to life. It puts a special burn on sunsets and makes nights smell better. Henry Rollins. When we cannot bear to be alone, it means we do not properly value the only companion we will have from birth to death, ourselves. Edith J. Lashan. Being alone and actually sitting with our own thoughts can lead to such growth and realizations that are rare in our everyday busy lives. Kourtney Kardashian. The woman who follows the crowd will usually go no further than the crowd. The woman who walks alone is likely to find herself in places no one has ever been before. Albert Einstein. By all means use sometimes to be alone. Salute thyself, see what thy soul doth wear. George Herbert. If you smile when you are alone, then you really mean it. Andy Rooney. I think it's very healthy to spend time alone. You need to know how to be alone and not be defined by another person. Oscar Wilde. Solitude is the beginning of all freedom. William Orville Douglas. A happy life must be to a great extent a quiet life, for it is only in an atmosphere of quiet that true joy can live. Bertrand Russell. I will fill myself with the desert and the sky. I will be stone and stars, unchanging and strong and safe. The desert is complete, it is spare and alone, but perfect in its solitude. I will be the desert. Keaston White.
Hi and welcome back, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember that even though loneliness is sometimes hard, it helps you become strong by taking time to figure out where you are and what are you doing wrong, so you can take the right choices in the future and becoming much stronger. I hope you liked the subject of today. For more, check out the other videos we posted, and for more please follow and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.